What's up guys, it's Ciara here and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is another fashion one and it is my top 10 tips on buying your first designer handbag. This is not something that I think everybody has to do, but if you have been thinking about making your first designer bag purchase and you're a little bit unsure, this video is here to help you. I made my first designer bag purchase in December of 2015, so it was almost a whole year ago and I was so excited. If you guys have followed my channel for this long, you will remember that I bought myself the Louis Vuitton Speedy in the size 30 after my first full year of working for myself, and it was a really proud moment. When it came to deciding which exact bag was right for me, I thought long and hard and I did lots of research. I went on lots of forums, I asked lots of questions. Through that experience, I definitely have learned a couple of things, and I have 10 particular tips that I want to share with you guys, which I really think will help you if you are buying your first designer bag. So without rambling on too much, let's get straight into it. So tip number one is deciding on the right bag for you. And that might sound like a no-brainer, but really when you think about it, there are so many different bags and designers and styles out there that you can choose. We all have different schedules, different lifestyles, different personal styles, different body types, and just different needs in general. So you need to make sure that you find the bag that is right for you. We're constantly bombarded with inspiration from magazines, from social media, from celebrities, from television. You have to kind of drown out the noise of what is the it bag, you know, what everyone else is wearing, and try and figure out what's perfect for you. So my second tip is research. When you're spending a lot of money on a bag, you want to do your research. That is how you're going to figure out what is the right bag for you. So whether it's a style of bag you're looking for or a particular celebrity whose style you want to emulate, use Pinterest to whittle down images that are kind of most in line with your personal style. Create a mood board so you can kind of figure out what is going to work best. And you should also try to figure out just how much wear you can get out of this bag. So try and think about how many outfits you could put together with it. Oftentimes we can buy a bag that we think we want and it really actually doesn't gel with our actual wardrobe. So if you are still trying to figure this out, then tip number 3 is going to help you. Tip number 3 is to buy a bag in a very similar style to the one that you were thinking of investing in, so you can road test it and see if it suits you. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to go out and buy a fake of the bag. That's not what I mean at all. So if you are looking at buying a crossbody chain strap bag from Chanel, maybe go and pick up a chain strap crossbody bag from, you know, a generic brand from the high street that's in the same size and the same shape, so you can road test it for a few weeks or a few months and see if it actually suits you. So see how it looks with your wardrobe, see how you find it day to day. Is it annoying? Is it easy to use? And it will really quickly show you if that bag is the right decision or not. Tip number 4 is a very practical one, but is often overlooked, and that is to get something that is versatile. If you're spending that much money, it really makes sense to get something that you can get as much wear out of as possible. So getting a bag that maybe has a detachable strap so you can give it, you know, 2 different looks. There are a lot of chain strap bags out there that you can wear the chain 2 ways. Those little details really make so much of a difference when it comes to the longevity of a particular bag. So if you get something that has detachable straps that can be used for day and night, you're going to get so much more wear out of it. Tip number 5 is to go for a classic style. Every single season there is a new it bag. Last year it was the Chloe bags, this year it's the Gucci Dionysus, and next season it will probably be something different as well. And every year that bag is bombarded by all of the celebrities and all of the big bloggers all over social media. Those are often the bags that people are most tempted to buy. And I get it, you see them everywhere, they're so statement and they're so beautiful, and if that is the bag that you really truly want, then go for it. But if you are making your first designer purchase, it often is smarter and better in the long run to avoid the trendy bags and the it bags, because while they're so popular now, they might not be that popular in 6 months or in a year's time. So even though the trendy bags and the it bags are absolutely beautiful, they do tend to date very quickly. There are so many classic timeless bag styles that you can go for. For me personally, I chose the Louis Vuitton Speedy, which is kind of like a little bowling bag, and that is a style that has been around since I think break the 30s, and that is something that I know season after season, after year after decade, won't date. It will always be kind of a timeless piece. If you want a bit more longevity out of your purchase, it is sometimes best to go for something that's a little bit more classic and it'll last you a lot longer. Tip number 6 is to choose a bag in a neutral color. We are constantly bombarded by crazy styles and colorful prints and really kind of bright hues. So the hope is that you will have this bag in your wardrobe for a really, really long time and you don't want to get sick of the color. So choose a color that you really love, that you know you won't get sick of. A lot of my wardrobe is made up of neutral colors that kind of all work together in the same palette. So for me, when choosing a bag, I wanted to go for something that was subtle, that wasn't going to clash basically. Considering I spent that much on my bag, I wanted to be able to team it with pretty much every outfit in my wardrobe, and it just meant that I could get as much wear out of it as possible. Tip number 7 is, in my opinion, one of the most important and often the most overlooked tip when buying a designer bag, and that is to go for a bag with a durable texture. This is something that I really don't think a lot of people tell you. So most of the bags that we adore so much are made in that really delicate finish. It could be a calfskin leather, it could be a suede. Those are fabrics that are really, really delicate. Materials like calf leather are really, really soft and supple. They scratch very easily, they mark very easily. Things like suede doesn't even do well in the rain. Think about where you live. Now again, if that's your bag of dreams and you want to do it and you're going to take care of it and you're going to carry your little mini bag umbrella, that's fine, go for it. But if, like me, you just don't really want to be very precious with your bags, getting a sturdy bag is so, so important. So that could be a grained or pebbled leather, a coated leather finish, a canvas, or a waxed leather finish, just something that is sturdy. Bringing it back to the purchase that I made in December of last year, I picked up the Louis Vuitton Speedy, which is in a coated canvas fabric. It's not even leather, it's like a coated, treated canvas, and that thing is sturdy. You can scratch it, you can bang it, you can put it on the ground. It really does not scratch. It's extremely durable, it's waterproof, it's weather resistant. It really is such a hardy material that it's really difficult to damage the bag. I do not like the idea of having a bag in my wardrobe that I'm terrified of damaging. I don't want a bag that I have to like wrap in bubble wrap and never take out, and like if I'm freaking out if it's raining. I just don't want that. That's not what I want from my bag. That's not how I live. It's just not for me. So if you're okay with being really careful with certain bags, then that's totally fine. So when you see those bags on display, even though they look pristine, by looking at the type of fabric and material that they're made from, you can tell how they're going to wear, and some of them do not wear well. You don't want to spend a huge amount of money and have your heart be broken by your favorite bag getting scratched or just damaged in any way. Don't do it to yourself. So let's say you have decided which bag is right for you and you are finally ready to buy. Tip number 8 is to shop around, and it is so, so important. The price of luxury bags really does vary depending on where you shop. There are exchange rates, there are different offers that brands do, there's discount codes, there are lots of different things that can really affect the price that you pay. So it really, really helps for you to have a good look at what's out there. Rather than going into the first shop that has it and picking it up, it makes so much more sense to shop around a little bit. Off the top of my head, I can think of 5 different online luxury stores that are really, really good, and I would really recommend checking all of those out for your desired bag before you go and pick it up in department stores, because I often find that department stores can be a little bit more expensive. Yes, it is really, really nice to have that real experience of going in and buying it, but if you want to get the best deal, oftentimes it is better to go online. So websites like Louisa Via Roma, Net-a-Porter, Farfetch, the Outnet, I will link my favorites below. Shopping around is key to getting the best price, keeping an eye on the different retailers and what kind of sales they might be happening. We all know Black Friday is coming up, so if you were thinking about a big purchase, see what retailers are doing for that. Sometimes they'll tell you in advance if they're doing a discount or a code, and it really does help knock a good bit off the price. So guys, if you are buying something, please shop around. So tip number 9 is certainly not for everyone, but it is definitely a very valid option when buying designer, and that is of course the option to buy pre-loved. The pre-loved designer game is very real. There are so many different physical shops and online shops that sell really, really good quality pre-loved designer pieces. You can buy the bag of your dreams that has been literally worn once with no imperfections, it really is a good option if you know what you're doing. So some of my favorites for buying pre-loved designer are places like Shoppa Ella in Dublin. They have multiple stores in the city centre and they sell pre-loved designer clothing and bags and accessories. Another fantastic website for pre-loved designer and vintage designer is Vestiaire Collective. They are a Parisian brand and I've bought from them before. So that is another option if you want to buy a particular bag. Maybe it's a couple of seasons old, maybe it's sold out, maybe it's really hard to find, or maybe it's just a little bit too expensive to buy brand new. Going for a pre-loved option is definitely a very valid choice. It is a very common thing to buy and sell luxury goods, so you can expect that if you are buying a bag pre-loved, it is usually amazing quality. So the very final tip in my 10 tips to buying a designer bag is to love the bag that you get. Don't hide it away. If you spend all that money on a beautiful bag, don't save it for special occasions. Wear it proudly and wear it every single day. I understand that sometimes people like to save bags for special occasions, but really you want to get the best value from that purchase as possible, so you need to think about your cost per wear. If I'm spending any bit of money on something, I want to get my value out of it and I will be wearing it as much as I can. I understand that keeping it just for special occasions will probably mean that it will last you for longer, but really if you're hiding it away in a dust bag all the time, what's the point? So if you ask me, I think you should wear it as frequently as possible and wear it proudly. So there you have it, guys. Those are my top 10 tips for buying your first designer handbag. I really hope that they've helped you guys out, and if you have any other questions that I may not have covered in this, feel free to leave them in the comments below and I promise I will get to them. I will also leave links to some of my favorite online luxury stores, so if you want to get a little bit of inspiration, have a look in the description. If you liked this video, then feel free to give it a thumbs up, and if you have not already, then be sure to subscribe to my channel. I will leave the link in the little end card after this and in the description below. I post 2 new videos every single week and I would love to have you back for more. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in my next one. Bye!